In this presentation, we will explore how to manage services using systemctl, which is a fundamental aspect of administering modern Linux systems. We will cover the essentials of starting, stopping, and managing system services, providing you with the knowledge to effectively control your system's behavior. Systemctl is an init system and service manager for Linux operating systems. It manages the system startup process and the various services that run on the system. Systemctl replaces the traditional sysv init system, offering improved features and performance. Systemctl uses unit files for configuration, allowing for a structured and standardized approach to service management. One of the key benefits of systemctl is its ability to start services in parallel, which significantly speeds up the system boot time. The diagram shows the systemctl at the center managing various components like services, targets, sockets, and timers. Systemctl uses unit files to define and manage services, sockets, timers, and other system components. These unit files are configuration files that specify how a particular service or component should be managed. Here are some common types of systemctl unit files with their file extensions: .service, .socket, .target, .timer, .mount, .device. The code block provides an example of a service unit file. In the unit section, we set the description and define dependencies using the after directive. In the service section, the type is set to forking, and the execution commands, execstart and execstop, specify how to start and stop the service. The restart is set to on failure. In the install section, the service is configured to start when the multi-user target is reached using wanted by. The systemctl command is a core utility for managing systemctl services. Here's a breakdown of some essential commands. For service control, systemctl start service is used to start a service, systemctl stop service to stop a service, systemctl restart service to restart a service, systemctl reload service to reload a service's configuration, systemctl enable service to enable a service to start at boot, and systemctl disable service to prevent a service from starting at boot. For service information, we have commands like systemctl status service to check the status of a service, systemctl is active service to check if a service is currently running, systemctl is enabled service to check if a service is enabled to start at boot, systemctl list units to list all active systemctl units, systemctl list unit files to list all available unit files, and systemctl cat service to view the contents of a service's unit file. To start a service with systemctl, you can use the command systemctl start, followed by the name of the service. For example, to start the Apache 2 service, you would run systemctl start Apache 2. After starting the service, you can verify its status using the systemctl status command, which will show whether the service is active and running. To stop a service, you can use the command systemctl stop, followed by the name of the service. For example, to stop the Apache 2 service, you would run systemctl stop Apache 2. Again, you can verify the status using systemctl status, which will now show the service as inactive or dead. Enabling a service in systemctl creates symbolic links from the service unit file to the appropriate target directories, which allows the service to start automatically at boot time. Disabling a service removes these symbolic links, preventing the service from starting automatically at boot. Enabling or disabling a service does not affect its current state. It only determines whether the service will start automatically the next time the system boots. Let's look at an example. To enable the Nginx service, you use the command systemctl enable Nginx. The system will create a symbolic link to the appropriate directory, and systemctl is enabled Nginx will confirm that the service is enabled. To disable the service, use the command systemctl disable Nginx. This will remove the symbolic link, and systemctl is enabled Nginx will show that the service is disabled. Checking the status of a service is crucial for ensuring it's running correctly. The primary command for this is systemctl status, followed by the service name. This command provides detailed information, including whether the service is loaded, active, and running, as well as recent log entries. The systemctl active command provides a quick way to check if a service is currently running, returning active if it is and inactive otherwise. The systemctl enabled command checks whether a service is configured to start at boot, returning enabled if it is and disabled if it is not. When managing services, it's important to understand the difference between restarting and reloading a service. Restarting a service involves completely stopping and then starting it again. This is typically done when major changes or updates have been applied. Reloading a service, on the other hand, simply reloads its configuration without interrupting its operation. This is suitable for minor configuration changes. The try restart command attempts to restart the service, but only if it's currently running, while reload or restart command reloads the service if it supports it. Otherwise, it restarts the service. It's often the safest option. To restart a service, you can use the command systemctl restart nginx. To reload a service's configuration, you can use the command systemctl reload nginx. Remember, reloading is generally less disruptive than restarting. Viewing service logs is essential for troubleshooting and monitoring. Systemd uses journaled for centralized logging, and you can access these logs using the journalctl command. To view the logs for a specific service, use the command journalctl, followed by the service name. To follow the logs in real time, add the F option, journalctl fu nginx. To show logs since the last boot, use the B option. For logs within a specific time frame, you can use the since option, such as since today. Let's look at the given example, which shows the logs for the nginx service. You can see various log entries, including the start time, host, service, and messages, which can include success messages, warnings, and errors. Here are some best practices for managing services with systemd. Always check the status of services after making changes to ensure they're running as expected. Use the systemctl status command to check for errors. When only configuration changes have been made, prefer reloading the service over restarting it to minimize disruption. The reload or restart command is a safe option for most services. Ensure that service unit files have appropriate permissions and run with the least privileges necessary. Use the user equals and group equals directives in service files. Regularly check service logs to identify issues before they become critical problems. Set up log rotation and automated monitoring. Remember, well-managed services lead to stable and secure systems. If you like this video, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. Visit codelucky.com for more such useful content.